Welcome back. This is Lake Tahoe TV News. I'm Robert T. Scott. Truckee's new town manager, Jennifer Calloway, took over at a tumultuous time after the police chief and former town manager both left during a pandemic that brought thousands of second homeowners up to stay, and all while local businesses were shuttered or restricted. I had the opportunity to meet with Jen Calloway this week outside Town Hall. I asked her, given that so many second homeowners are now operating permanently from Truckee, if police and other services would be increased to serve the higher population.
Great question. We're in the middle of our budget process for the next fiscal year. We just adopted council priorities at this past meeting on Tuesday, the 23rd. So we're taking those priorities and looking at our budget, our revenue sources and where we stand, and exploring what we can expand upon in order to accommodate the busy summer season that's coming from a touristic perspective, as well as our expanded population.
Okay. Much of Truckee's population may be able to finally get their COVID vaccine starting next week. The challenge will be getting enough vaccine to the counties and being able to make appointments. The town of Truckee has been actively trying to increase workforce housing by approving large new housing projects and by allowing mother-in-law units to be built on single-family properties. During my interview this week with Truckee's new town manager, Jen Calloway, I asked her what she envisioned the population of Truckee might be in 10 years.
We're really looking at expanding our housing program. There's a housing need in this whole region, affordable workforce housing and achievable housing, and we're trying to free up existing housing stock, as well as adding new housing like ADUs and affordable units for people, and want to move into an affordable unit for purchase. In terms of population, we want to be thoughtful with our growth, but we do realize people want to live. It's a desirable area to live. People want to come here, and we're trying to plan for that in a thoughtful manner going forward.
Currently, Truckee's population is around 16,000, but has swelled with second homeowners during the pandemic. Property values have skyrocketed in Truckee over the years, pricing out many people that work here full-time, including teachers, police officers, and town staff. Transparency has been a near constant mantra coming from town leaders in Truckee over the last several years. But has Truckee been following through with transparency? The town would not talk about the circumstances under which our last police chief, Rob Leftwich, retired. The town and its departments have been slow to respond to news inquiries, and the town has used public funds to produce glossy mailers about tax measures. During my interview this week with new Truckee town manager Jen Calloway, I asked her about the lack of transparency.
Well, one of our council priorities that was just adopted stems around communication and community cohesion. We're not able to talk about personnel matters in a public forum. That's a legal restraint, so there's not a lot of communication about individual personnel matters, and we would abide by that and will continue to. There's a lot of work items and goals in our communication priority plan. The Chief's Advisory Committee is something that Chief Billingsley is looking at establishing to bring in the community and help with transparency and communication.
Stick around, there's more local news for you coming up in just a bit.